One of the fastest ways that I've found to completely transform your life is to move to a new setting, to plunge yourself headfirst into a new city or a new town, a completely new environment, leaving what is familiar and comfortable to you and exploring a whole new place. I've found that this is extremely effective. I've used this quite a lot in my life, and it works every single time. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you've reached a dead end in your life, or something has come to an end, or you don't know what your next move is, moving to a new setting can be like a complete reset for you, where you might find the next version of yourself. When you move to a new setting, especially if you move by yourself, understand that nobody in this new place knows who you are. They have no idea who you are. So what that means is that you could become anybody. You could literally become anybody, and they would be none the wiser, right? There is nobody in this new place that can tell you what to do, that can tell you who you are. And so it's a really unique opportunity to establish a new phase of your life, to establish a new identity for yourself, and to really create a life that you want to create. When you've been staying in one place for too long, when you've been stuck in one place for a while, it's almost like it's really hard to change your life, because your environment informs your identity. Your environment around you, the people that you know in your circle, the physical space around you that you're so familiar with and that you're so comfortable with, that all looks the same, and it's a bit stale and boring now, right? And your living space and all of these things around you in your direct vicinity, they inform who you are. And so it's really hard to kind of break out into this new phase of your life, into this new identity. Of course, I'm not saying it's impossible. You can do it. It's totally possible. But when you move to a new setting, it happens naturally. It happens almost instantaneously. Well, not instantly. You have to actually build yourself up in this new place. But it's a really effective way to completely transform your life. It really is. And I'm actually speaking from experience. I've used this tactic quite a lot in my life, and I've recently done it this year. So I've recently moved to a new city called Wellington. I moved here at the start of the year. And for me, it was really exciting, because when I arrived on the ferry in New Zealand, we have the North Island and the South Island, and I was coming from the South Island. You take a ferry across. And so I was arriving to this new city via the ferry and looking out at the city that I was moving to. And it was so thrilling to me, because I didn't know what my life was going to look like here. I had a vision for what I wanted to create for myself and who I wanted to become in this new setting, but I didn't know what that really was going to look like yet, because I didn't have anything locked down. I didn't have a living space to move to yet. I didn't have a job that I was going to work at yet. And so it was all a big mystery to me. And when life is a mystery like that, when you don't know what's going to happen next, that is very thrilling and very exciting. And when you stay in one place, you don't allow yourself the chance to feel that and to ask yourself these questions. What is my life going to look like? Who can I become in this new setting? What do I want to create for myself here? These questions are so big and expansive. If you stay in the same place, if you stay in the same job, in the same group of friends, in the same living situation, it's just the same, right? You don't have a chance to create something new for yourself. And you might be able to budge certain changes and certain transformations in your life naturally, because that's what life is. When you move to a new setting, those transformations are explosive. They are explosive. You are in an entirely new environment, and you can create the life for yourself that you can envision. And really, you could envision this perfect reality that you could create in this new environment. And you could go there and you can create it for yourself. Alternatively, moving to a new place might not be this creation of this dream reality that I'm talking about. In fact, it could be the complete opposite. It could be one of the great challenges in your life. And this is what happened to me when I first moved out of home. I moved from the big city that I grew up in, Auckland, to a place called Queenstown in the South Island of New Zealand. And when I moved to Queenstown, at first it was fun, but actually it was one of the great challenges in my life because it tested me in ways that I had never been tested before. And a lot of the things that I believed about myself and about my world and who I was and the life that I was living were all put into question and were all challenged. And so I was forced to grow into the next version of myself in Queenstown when I first moved to this new setting. And the setting itself was what enforced these changes upon me, was what challenged my beliefs about myself and about the world around me. And I was forced into a new identity. I was forced to transform. So understand that when you do move to a new place, it could be really challenging for you, but that's actually for your benefit. That is so that you can really grow into this person that you were born to become. You can grow into the next version of yourself. And once I had grown into the next version of myself back then in Queenstown, I was suddenly in this new environment, and this is what I want to finish on. It's so adventurous. It's such a great adventure. You're in an entirely new map. If you played video games, you might be able to resonate with this. When you go into a new map, there are new quests there. There are new areas to explore, new monsters to slay. There's new treasure to find, new points of interest, new vistas, beautiful sights to look upon. And your life suddenly becomes an epic adventure. And that's what has happened to me every single time I have used this trick in my life. Well, it's not really a trick. It's part of your life journey. Well, it might be part of your life journey. I'm not saying that staying in one place is bad necessarily. That might be what you're called to do. But if you're called to adventure, if you feel like you want your life to be a story, then moving to a new place can honestly turn your life into such an epic adventure, and you're going to be forced to evolve, or you're going to be granted the opportunity to create the dream life that you have envisioned for yourself. So that's the end of this one. I hope you got some value from it. Please share your thoughts below. Don't forget, the journey has only just begun, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.